Hello, Lisa.
Hey, Bach.
Welcome, everyone, to Start 2026 with Organic Intelligence Coaching. I'm with Lisa Grove, Organic Intelligence Coach. I'm Dr. Bach Ho, Organic Intelligence Coach. And this is a sudden inspired meeting between Lisa and myself. There was almost no planning to this live stream, so I don't have any. So this is going to be truly in the moment spontaneous conversation because I really don't have a plan. All I have to go on is the title, which is Start 2026 with Organic Intelligence Coaching. Okay, so what's coming up for me instinctively? What's coming up for me instinctively is many of you may be thinking about New Year's resolutions. And even if you don't make them or worry about them a lot or value them, it's still in the air, I think. Just as the transition from one year to another year in the air is what changes might you want to make or do you want to make? And I'm here to try to sell you on organic intelligence coaching and to sell Lisa and myself. So I'm gonna instinctively come up with a pitch and then hand it over to you, Lisa, to do whatever you
Okay.
want. But here's my pitch. Most of the advice and healing and growth and performance advice and approaches you will get out there consist in using effort and exerting attention. So you want to start going for a run or a walk, make a plan, or buy sneakers and put them by your door. So it can get the advice can get very nuanced and sophisticated and refined, but most of it comes down to do something with your attention, even if it's a small bite-sized chunk towards your long-term goal. That's most mainstream advice. And from an organic intelligence perspective, yes, effort can be good. There are times to effort. And at the same time, you may be in these endless cycles of you make a commitment to do something and it works for a few days and then you burn out, or you just don't have the energy for effort. And one cool thing about organic intelligence, thank you, Steve Hoskinson, for organic intelligence. One cool thing about organic intelligence is we got you covered. I'm almost done. I'm almost done, Lisa. Then I'll hand it over to you.
I'm
So
not
if
in a hurry.
not in a hurry, if if you have energy to use effort and you come to me or to Lisa with energy to use effort, here are my goals. I'm energized. Let's make a plan. We can do that. If Lisa or I sense that you may burn out or your effort energy is part of this cycle that may kind of go back to your old ways, like you'll do a walk or a run for a few days, then you'll cancel the gym membership or whatever, then we might gently nudge you about that, saying effort is good. At the same time, are you kind of in this thing where you're going to do effort for a little bit and then back your system will backlash and you'll feel shame, and we want to help you decrease the chances you'll feel shame, and we want sustainable effort. So if you're full of effort, we can help. If you're full of effort and we suspect it could be self-sabotaging or not last or not be sustainable, we can help. And if you have no motivation, no energy at all, we can help because organic intelligence has protocols for ease and attunement and doing nothing and letting go. All right, that's my just instinctive opening pitch. Lisa.
Yeah, I come at organic intelligence from a an effort versus a let's free up the system so it just happens naturally perspective, because I spent years putting out effort to heal from trauma, to heal from complex illness, and the effort helped, but I only ever moved a little bit. And when I stopped putting out effort and started just doing organic intelligence sessions, all of a sudden shifts started showing up on their own.
Mm.
Like the system had the time to take care of whatever it was that was blocking me from this or that thing. And then one day I just did it without even thinking. So organic intelligence is a modality that I think works really well when effort just hasn't been working for you anymore.
Thank you. It occurs to me, what is effort? When I say effort, what do I mean by it, and what do you mean by it? So I think when I say effort, I mean doing anything that you damn, I what the hell do I mean by effort at least? Okay, doing anything that you don't want to do is what I mean. Ugh, I feel like I
Well,
may
and I would add to that doing anything that feels difficult to do, pushing yourself to do something that doesn't feel like there's a way through. I'm just going to tough it out and do it. That's what I'm talking about with effort.
yes, doing anything that's difficult to do. And okay, so you're saying effort is doing anything that is difficult to do, and I'm with you on that. I agree with that. I think that's how I was using it. And when you did organic intelligence sessions, by the way, Lisa is my longtime client. Um, when you did organic intelligence sessions, you found that more or less just naturally you were able to do things that required effort before, but didn't require effort.
Right, right.
Okay.
I had in the years of complex illness, my largest two symptoms were brain fog and low energy.
Brain
So
fog.
if I had to think about something or try to make myself do it, I was exhausted because I didn't have the brain clarity and the energy to do it. So
Yeah.
for me, another protocol, another, oh, you just need to try this, you just need to try that. It was like I don't have any more to give because the brain fog was so all encompassing and the energy was so low. And the cool thing that I found about organic intelligence is that I didn't need to put out any effort in the pushing my poor, tired, hurting brain or trying to pull out energy that my body just didn't have. I just started getting better. It wasn't like a consistent long term, a little here, a little here, a little here. It would be like a sudden spike. Oh, now I can do this. Now my brain is clear.
Yeah. So versus other protocols, which would say the way to deal with your brain fog and fatigue is to effort,
Yes.
right? And then you come to organic intelligence, and we're doing organic intelligence free association, easy conversation, and you just find that you have more energy to do things.
Right. And my brain just cleared up. Like it
Yeah.
hadn't been so clear in 25 years. It just, one day I was like, oh my goodness, my brain is back. And I didn't try.
Your brain is back after 25 years. Um, what are some examples of things that you were able to do with the help of the organic intelligence easing process,
Um,
if you feel
well,
comfortable?
sure, the thinking piece. One of the things that I couldn't do for 25 years was connect a lot of dots from different systems that didn't seem to be related,
Hmm.
but really were when you got down to the details. Since I've had my brain clear up, I can dive into the details and the connections just show up because that's how my brain works when it's clear.
That example seems very powerful to me because the mind and thinking are so important for life.
Yeah,
I mean, for everything. It's just for career, for deciding how you want to live, for figuring out your values, for solving complex problems.
right.
Your mind came back with organic intelligence work, and it did
Yeah,
not require effort.
right.
Okay, nice. I would. Oh, did you want to say something before I?
No, no, go ahead,
Oh,
please.
the uh, So if you're to my audience, if you're struggling with brain fog or fatigue or any kind of I don't have enough energy, I don't have enough motivation, or it's not sustainable energy or motivation, organic intelligence work may be able to help. Go to me, go to Lisa, go to Lisa, go to Lisa, go to me, go to Lisa.
And I would also throw in there if there's something you've been trying to change about your behavior,
Yeah,
you grew up with this bias and you know in your head logically that you don't want to have it anymore, but it continues, whatever the bias is. Organic intelligence can give your system, your inner system, the resources to free up the spot that got fused when you were really young and was holding onto that bias so that all of a sudden it's like, oh, I
yeah.
don't even have that bias anymore. I mean, I've had that sort of thing happen too.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. When I grew up very, very strict. My dad was a Christian pastor, and the way that he talked about our family and Christianity was, to my young brain, that they were the same. So when we would come to dad with questions, oh, dad, my friend did this, oh, we don't do that. So in my young forming brain, I would say, oh, Christians don't do that. I can't do that. And those people who do that are bad because my family, my upbringing was also very black and white, so to
Hmm.
speak. It's like either wrong or right. So I grew up with thinking that people who weren't like us were bad. And someplace down below that, there was a lot of fear. So, like when I went back to school to get a second master's, or no, a first master's, much
In
time
social
after I,
in social work.
in social work, yeah.
Yes.
And there were four Hasidic Jewish women in my classes. And I knew about that branch of Judaism. I could tell, they're wearing long sleeves, long skirts, they're not showing their own hair, they all look kind of similar, and I felt afraid. But I also knew in my head, oh, there's nothing wrong, they're just women.
Hmm.
And they seem to be very pleasant. And I had to work at being like, okay, it's okay, don't worry about it, they're fine. And when I began, within the first month or two of starting organic intelligence, I happened to think one day or see a Muslim person with like a veiled woman or something. I can't even remember exactly. And I just noticed that in my inner self, I didn't shrink or go, uh-oh. It was just like, oh, look, a person.
So thank you. So before there was some shrinking reaction around Jews or some Jews and Muslims or some Muslims
Anybody who
vis-a-vis
wasn't a Christian like us, really.
any non-Christian.
No,
There, there was a
Christian like us.
Christian
It
any
was very narrow. The other Christians that, Christian like us, it was silly. It
so
was prejudice, but I didn't see it that way because that's how I grew up. And then when I began expanding my mind, I realized, wait a minute, that wasn't good. But I received that teaching, I think, more by my own conclusions of what my father would say rather than by him saying these people are not okay.
thank you for the example. So you oh, what's coming up instinctively? I want to really go with my instinct and
Uh-huh.
spontaneity and just go for it, throw caution to the wind. Um, I am very anti-Christian, and you know that. And
Yeah.
yet you're a devout Christian, and you're my longtime client, and we're pretty close emotionally, and
Yeah.
we have a very deep, trusting bond. Why are you going to such an anti and if anyone knows what my poster means, you'll know how anti-Christian I am. You're going because well, I'm also anti-Muslim, anti all religion. Well, so
You're a very
I
strong person
yeah,
in
I
a
put a
very
lot of
different
people.
way.
There's a topic here, by the way, which is about increasingly. I'm told there's a trend of when people seek therapists or coaches, they only want to seek therapists or coaches who share the same political views. That could be something we but get into right now. So I lose a lot of people because a lot of people in organic intelligence are leftists. They see my poster, they know I'm associated with Ayn Rand. They're like, "Fuck that! I'm not gonna." Sorry for saying "fuck," Lisa. It's just yeah.
It's not, it's okay.
I curse. So I actually, in the moment, I am aware when I'm with you. I curse a lot, but when I'm with you, since I know you're devout Christian and you're not so into cursing, I find I censor myself a little bit, but maybe that can just let go naturally over time and see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I'm not worried about it.
you're not worried about it. Oh, why are you how can you be comfortable with such an anti-Christian person? And especially if you're going to someone whom you really trust and there's a deep, vulnerable bond between the two of you, and this person's very anti-Christian and gay and a man. Many people are afraid of men. They don't want a male therapist or coach.
Yeah,
So how does that can you talk about that? Yeah.
sure. Um, when I was looking for an organic intelligence coach, I was looking for somebody who was not, uh, I sense spiritual vibes. I don't have any other way to put it, but I've learned to pay attention to them because I had some really abusive experiences with non-Christian spirituality.
Hmm.
So when I'm looking for a coach or a therapist or anything like that, I'm sniffing out, is this person immersed in non-Christian spirituality and espousing it as the way or something. And I avoid people like that because I know that I like to talk about my spirituality, my thoughts, everything. I mean, I'm like this whole package, and I don't want to censor myself because I don't want to hear the advice from the other non-Christian spiritualities, because many of them call Christianity the same as their spirituality, and I don't see it that way. I'm happy to let them make their decision for themselves, but I'm not happy to open myself up and listen to someone counseling me that, oh yeah, it's all the same.
Yeah.
When I was looking for a coach, I was reading all the bios, I was looking at their faces, checking them out close up. Okay, do I trust this person? And just going on intuitive sense. And when it got down to it, you and one other person, I can't remember, I think it was a woman, I don't remember which one, were the only two that I seemed to feel okay with. And I think I reached out to the woman first, and I don't remember what happened, but then I was like, well, okay, I'm reaching out to this man. And it just, I mean, the way that we think, we're both tech brainiac people,
Yeah.
even though we've gone different ways. And that's a common thing that I don't find very often. And when I talk about Christianity, you don't respond negatively, but you also don't respond with understanding as if your large spiritual experience in some non-Christian spirituality is the way, as if we're talking about exactly the same thing.
Hmm.
So does that make sense?
Yes, um
I might have gotten too complicated.
I know I mean this is free association and caution to the wind and
Yeah.
so you when you were searching for organic intelligence coaches, you were going by at first by what your response was when you looked at their face, their
I
face.
read their bios.
You read
If
their
I couldn't
bios.
tell by their bios, then I would, if I didn't get a sense from their bio, I would look at their face. And
You-
just, I mean, I've learned to just trust my
Okay.
gut. And I'm trying to avoid stepping into areas where I've had past trauma.
And
So
when
I'm
you,
like Not going there, not going there, because I don't want to have a coach where I'm going to be triggering on some old something or other.
Yeah. So when you saw that other woman's face and my face, you felt I'm I'm safe being Christian. I'm safe being Christian with this person. You felt something like that, or
It wasn't so specific to Christian, it was more specific to do I feel safe? I
yeah.
mean, if there had been a Christian man on there who was very outspoken in his profile about Christianity, I might have read the profile and gone, that doesn't feel comfortable to me because there's a lot of Christians who are more pushy.
Yeah.
We need to,
So
and that's not me. And I'm like, okay, not there, not there, not there. What's the best spot?
I
And
think, yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
I'm feeling like to get a little bit closer to the topic that I set for us,
Yeah.
which is I forgot make 2000 start 2026 with
Oh, I
organic
could.
coaching. I would say if you're interested in finding, if you're open to organic intelligence coaching and looking for a coach, and this issue of uh, do, does the coach share my philosophical, ethical, and political outlook in life? If that is an issue that's coming up for you, I'm really thinking in the moment. I don't have an end to that sentence yet. I would say you have to go with what you want to do and enjoy and feel ease and comfort with. So if you don't feel comfortable with a man, don't go to me unless you want to challenge yourself in a pleasurable way. That has happened to me where women come to me saying they're not comfortable with men, but they're interested enough because I want to go to a man because I want because there's some positive interest in the discomfort. It's not just pure discomfort. That could
Right.
that could be a reason for trying out a man, but most people feel comfortable around women. So go to Lisa. Um, if you're
Yeah,
Christian,
and I'm not like pushing faith, but I can talk about it if you want to. I mean, that's not my thing. It's like I'm here to help wherever you are. If you're, I went through a lot of really deep questioning because I had some trauma around Christian people.
mm,
And I had to like sort that out. Do I want to keep following God or do I want to let go of God because of what these people did? And I could have gone either way.
yes,
So, I'm open to people questioning and looking and searching and trying to figure it out. And the best way for you is which way feels good for you, not my way.
yeah. I I like. I'm continuing on this theme of trying to sell myself and you. So what do I think I bring to the table? Who would be good for me? And then maybe and then I'll free associate about that, and then I'll hand it over to you. Like, what are your strengths, Lisa, and who?
Okay.
So okay, I'm in the moment instinct. Um, one time in a training, this woman took a liking to me and wanted me to be her coach, and I asked I forgot if I asked her why or if she just told me without my asking, but she said, "You were the one in the room who wasn't smiling." And I like that. That's what she said. Everyone else was smiling a lot. And when I was paired up with you for this trial training thing, when I looked at you, you weren't smiling. You weren't mean looking. You weren't frowning, but you weren't smiling. And I want you. So that just came up instinctively. So maybe what am I trying to say, if anything? If that resonates with you, if I think I smile a lot actually, but if something about someone not smiling a lot, if that is somehow positive to you, maybe you'll connect with me. Another some other strengths I have. Um, if you're questioning selfishness and unselfishness, if you've been raised to be unselfish and you're questioning that and you're thinking, I want to kind of pursue my happiness. Is that immoral? Should I feel shame? I was taught to place the needs of others above my own. You may connect with me quite a bit because I'm totally pro selfishness. If you are a free thinker, and you want to think for yourself and not just follow the crowd, you may really connect to me. You'll actually connect to Lisa as well because she's an independent thinker too. But I'll sell myself first. So if you're in a kind of moral struggle of selfishness versus unselfishness, you may like me. If you like men who don't smile, I'm told you may like me. If you're interested in developing your mind and independent thinking, especially if you're in a context where you may have to defy the collective or the tribe that's trying to control you, you may resonate with me. Um, I'll pause there, and so those are some of my selling points.
Well, I
Lisa.
was like, well, maybe that's why I resonate with you so much, Buck.
Oh,
Because most of
okay.
those things are true for me too.
Hmm.
I mean, the selfish, non-selfish thing, I would say I fit your description. I wouldn't call it selfish versus non-selfish. I would call it what's me and what's my desire and what's the should that somebody else laid on me.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
how do I get to the point where I can choose what I would like and not feel obligated to choose what someone else has told me is the right way to go?
May I? I feel like I want to interrupt with something. So, thank you. So you resonate with the you're not so much into the term selfish, non-selfish, but what do I want? What's my desire versus the should?
Right.
And what came up for me is organic intelligence. Um, I am really into it, and the core of it is orientation and pleasure, build capacity. I don't have time in this. This is not the context for me to explain what those terms mean, but orientation and pleasure, build capacity, that's the core of it, and that's what I'm into. At the same time, in organic intelligence, there is an advocacy of unselfishness, which is a part I disagree with. And I think that I'm free associating here. I think that over time, depending on what gets emphasized by the organization more over time, like if the organization starts emphasizing the unselfishness more and more, if that becomes a bigger and bigger part of organic intelligence, I may have to start modifying what I say about myself. I'll say like I draw on organic intelligence on specifically these parts, but not this part, depending on how much weight the unselfishness part has in organic intelligence talk going into the future. I don't think that was directly related to what you were saying, but I just felt like I wanted to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to add too that I'm interested in being a person in a space where people can emerge into who they are.
Mm.
I'm not interested in shaping people into something that I think is right or guiding them on some path that I think is the best. I'm interested in dropping seeds and
Yeah.
letting people pick up the seeds if they feel called to the seed or some resonance or interest or something. I'm much more interested in being a place where people can become themselves, whatever that means.
Yeah, it occurred to me, um, I we're at the half hour point. I generally want to keep it to half an hour, but let's go over because I really want to. And it's all about me and my desires.
Well, and it's your YouTube channel, so
It's my, but I also just half an hour is a good like kind of
yeah,
so people don't get overwhelmed or bored or something. Um,
right.
Something just occurred to me. I have extremely strong beliefs. Ayn Rand, objectivism. You have extremely strong beliefs, devout Christian. So we're both not the following. Okay, some people would describe themselves as I don't have a strong belief in anything. I'm kind of open-minded or non-committal. I don't adhere to a specific religion or worldview or philosophy. I'm just kind of this eclectic or neutral or whatever, kind of open-ended or Catholic with a small c. But you have very devout, strong convictions. I have very strong convictions. Our convictions clash. At the same time, you have said that you feel free to be yourself around me, very free, and you say that you're not trying to tell anyone what to believe or do. You're trying to help them become who they are and who they want to be, even while you and I both have very strong beliefs. How is that? How is that possible? Or what do you make of that? Do you have anything there?
I
It's
th
a
I
large
think
question.
I think where it came from is that I was raised as someone formed to fit, and I didn't realize that. But I had a lot of years of weekly trauma therapy, and I ended up with a therapist who always catered to whatever whim of intuition I might have,
Hmm.
rather than what he thought we should do or what he thought I should do. And what was able to happen in that space for me was that I was able to grow into who I was in my inner self. I was able to find my little way out of the container I'd been grown to fit into,
Hmm.
even though I couldn't see the container. With that therapist, I was able to, he was just always very encouraging. Well, what do you think? Well, let's go, let's do that. Or you could do this. And I'd say, no, and okay. I just felt like that, the container that he created, even though he was a therapist and we were doing therapeutic techniques and all of that,
Yeah.
was a container where I was allowed to emerge as perhaps the person I would have become if my family hadn't been so, this is how you are, and if I hadn't had such a need to fit that. And that's what I would like to be able to give to others, because I think a lot of us grow up without really understanding. Yeah, there's a lot of shoulds that
Hmm.
are just sort of built in. So I
Thank
don't know what that means exactly, but that's like the greatest gift that anyone ever gave me. And that's what I would like to pass on along, along with the organic intelligence piece. But yeah.
I will say, imagining myself as your client, I think I would feel free to be myself.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and that's my desire, that the person that I'm working with feels free to be who they are. They don't feel obligated to be one way or another way because I'm that way.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
To bring it back to New Year's stuff, and to concrete things people may care about. If you have concrete goals like lose weight, create a dating profile, get into exercise, get a promotion, go back to school, figure out what hobby to pursue, figure out what to do with a relationship problem, any kind of concrete goal. Organic intelligence is saying if you build your capacity, you kind of more automatically and naturally deal with these things rather than through a lot of strategy and efforting and conscious top-down control. And I can help you with that. Lisa can help you with that. Lisa can help you with that. Lisa can help you with that. And that's what we're here to say.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would just add to that, it's as if organic intelligence gives your inner system space to allow you to be natural. And in having space to do that, you learn better what you like and what you don't like. And
Yeah,
it becomes
yeah.
easier to move towards what you like, and easier to move away from, well, I have to stay here because everyone always told me that I have to stay here. It's just like, oh no, I'm over there.
This conversation with you right now is an example of my own growth through pleasure, actually. So for a long time, I'm in general, I don't enjoy selling myself. I don't feel comfortable selling myself. And I get a lot of criticism for that. Like, Bach, your videos are all educational. You're a robot. Can you start selling yourself? Can you take some acting classes so you can be more blah, 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 blah. And I haven't, so, um,
But that's
but
not you.
well, but okay, that's not me. And at the same time, I had the impulse this morning to email you and say, you want to do start 2026 with organic intelligence coaching and sell ourselves. So I had the impulse. I'm not trying to force myself to sell myself because I find this enjoyable with you right now. So this is an example of non-efforting.
Right.
It's a growth. It's growth for me because I'm not used to selling myself directly. Usually it's just a lot of education, and then here and there I'll say, and if you want to do coaching with me, contact me. But I'm really trying to. But I felt the impulse to, let's just tackle selling myself. Sell yourself and try to enjoy it. And then I emailed you. That's what we're
Uh-huh.
doing. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and I feel the same way about selling myself actually, except that I'm not, I think I've become more inclined to not sell myself and just be who I am. And the people who want somebody like me will go, oh, her. I mean,
Right.
that means fewer clients less rapidly, probably, but I've the more I've walked through recovering from trauma and recovering from complex illness and becoming myself more freely, the more I'm into what resonates with me, what feels good with me, and selling myself doesn't feel good.
Then let me do it.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you, Lisa, for today. I will put links in the description so you can contact Lisa and contact me. To my audience, get some organic intelligence coaching. Started in 2026. Go to Lisa or to me or to Lisa.
Or
Thank you. Thank you. See you next time.